guys, it's Nate doing the Options Locator May 30th, 31st newsletter video. So first things first, we got the risk disclaimer. It's just nothing's investment advice, just all setups and everything. So the same can be found on the Discord, on the website here, and at the end of the newsletter. So make sure you look over all that, and then we'll get into it here. So starting off first, we've got Amazon. Inside week, tried to break out here the other day. Couldn't quite do it. So originally I had it looking something like that. And broke out of that downward trend line there. And then they couldn't confirm it. So now we're raised that up a little bit. Looking kind of bearish on the daily here. Looking for a break 31.84 and then get down here to 31.27 and 3100 area. There's a lot of congestion here around 3100, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them drop it back down. Baidu, I'm still waiting on this push over 200. Really needs to confirm it. Holding this upward trend line here. Not looking too shabby overall. If we can get this broadening formation, this larger one here, to bounce, if we take this one out, take that one out of it, you can see it a little bit better here. I'd like for it to bounce off these lower lows here and then confirm 200, get over 210, and then we can start really rolling up higher here. So, and 223, 225, 230. Ideally is what I would be like to see here. Caterpillar, kind of in this rising channel here, basically over 243 or 242 and a quarter. I look for it to go up, get over 244, 245, put in some new highs. If they break this channel down, I'm looking for it to come back down to around 232. Chegg, another nice little broadening formation here after putting in some new lower lows. But you got this hammer here, and really they're not one to take it much lower here, so it seems. So I'm starting to curl back up here, get over 78. Like for it up towards 80 and work up to around 88. You might see a little bit of congestion here, but I'm liking this one for a nice move higher. Etsy can kind of go both ways. Out of this downward trend line through the inside day up. We still have part of this gap remains. Get over 175. I think it gets filled up to 180. Basically under 162.5 here. Like to see it down towards 160, 155, 153.80. Looking at it on a broader scale, if you want to draw a bear flag, you can on a weekly here. Be flagging that way. So we'll just see what happens. I feel like there's a lot of support here around 150. So if they do take it lower, I wouldn't be looking at anything too much lower than 150 there. Home Depot. I like it on this downward trend line here. I have this purple line here. If you want to look at a weekly broadening formation here, so kind of did a twofold here. You draw here's my 2 points here, and here's these 2 points here. You got this downward trend line there, and then on a weekly scale, it broke out back in mid-March here. So nice little run there for 65 points to high there. So just as an investment standpoint, I personally look at weekly and monthly charts. I don't really pay attention to too many daily charts as far as an investment type of thing. So you can take all the tools and everything that we applied in our trading and then put them on a bigger scale and then make them work for you. So when you see that purple line, that's what this is here. But anyways, if I take that out, and then kind of looking however you want, little flag there. So basically, through that upward trend line, I'd like to move higher through the downward trend line higher to the upward trend line lower. I don't see them breaking 300. I think they'll keep 300 there, so I think that'd be a good area of support. If they can break 329, I think we see a nice higher move here. So 350 area. But anyways, iRobot, trying almost tested the higher move here and here and here. So basically, if you want to wait for the 100 print, that's okay. I might do that myself, and then look for a quick gap close to 103.50. So that's what I'm looking at there. Love, we had this here as an inside day setup, back 2 weeks ago. Thought it was going to break out. It did. It was actually pretty good that day, but then never materialized. Came back, gap down. Now they've closed this open gap here. So now we'll see what they do. Inside day, if they can get up and over this downward trend line that remains intact still, then that's what I'm looking for. Basically over 62, and then ride it up. 3M, we had it last week. Went ahead and put it back on there this week. They continue to hold 200. So as long as they continue to hold 200, I like it for a higher move. Get over 205, and then we can start rolling higher. UPS, same thing. Double inside week. Looked really good here on Thursday. They pulled back. Then they took it back up through that downward trend line on Friday. Inside day, if we can get over 215.87, I still like those June 220 calls. Walmart, kind of a little bit of weakness here. See if they can finish filling this gap down to around 140 through this upward trend line. Pretty big bearish outside day on Thursday there with some volume. So just as much volume pretty much as they had on the earnings. Not sure what that was about. Didn't really see any news or anything. Maybe I did. I don't remember. But maybe that was the day they had news with Gap. But I would like for it to reconfirm 143, 144, and move higher up towards 145. If I remember right, yeah, that gap still remains open up, so up around 147 there. United States Steel X, so we had the inside day up, so they kind of, they gapped up in a gap. So now I'm looking for the move over 26.61. They might fill this gap back down to around 24.92. If they do, I'm not going to short it or anything. I think I would wait until they got down closer to 24. Alcoa, so on the other setups here, nice gap up here on the outside to inside day up. Close the gap here. We'll wait for the move over 40 through that downward trend line. Get up, barely went, almost went inside week if it wasn't for this little breakdown here. So nice reversal here, potential on the daily and weekly time frames there. So if we can get up over 42 this week, test the current recent highs at 44, 50, 42, that would be ideal. On a monthly scale, we're coming into some congestion here, so just beware of that. Baba, really not acting any type of special or anything. Still hovering around the lower path of this Browning formation that has been in here, especially since earnings. Thought we were going to get this gap filled 2 weeks ago, but they didn't. It was a good entry. Went for 2.5 points, but now I'm still looking for this 215.50 breakout again. Honorary double inside week because it barely triggered the weekly down on Monday. Sort of a bear flag here, but if they can get through this downward trend line, I like it for a nice higher move. And then I would like to see that gap get closed. Box, continued rumors on this one. If they can, they close this gap here. They retested the old support here. So if they can get out of this downward trend line, I would like to see it back to 25 ideally. Lake, inside week last week, barely took it down. Didn't really take it down at all, honestly. So still valid because both of these weeks are inside this week. So honorary double inside week there as well. Over 26, I like it. Up and over 27. This can be a quick 10% move this week. Or, for the month of June might be a good common stock hold. With a cut, with a take your losses or stop loss at 24.50 area. Lemonade, trying to get its way back to 100. Obviously a little bit of resistance here around 100.5. But nice reversal on the larger broadening formation, especially after earnings. I like to see the ramp back up. I don't like to see continued weakness post earnings. I see, everybody's saying, hey, that's a good bargain there. So, basically we get up over 100 and, off the lows here around 117. These will be basically 100% around this area here. So open gap here. So up to about 120. So not undoable with this one. You can see the larger moves here. This range here was 75 and this range was 77. So on the weekly, I like that hammer there. Shown the potential for a nice reversal there. So I'm really excited to see that. I'm sorry, this is a monthly candle. On the monthly, I mean, even with that, I like to see it. So in April, they had a very narrow range on the month. So now I'm looking for a nice reversal here. On the weekly, I mean, still, these larger moves happened rather nice. So now we're getting into these tight ranges. I'm still looking for it to break out, though. I do think that we get back over 100 this week. Lift, not much stands in the way on a 58 break. Obviously, 60 might be a little mental target there, but then 65 or even just shy of it here at 64.08. So they maintain this upward trend line here. They're going to get back inside this broadening formation here. Get over 58, 60, 64, 65. Moderna, I really like this one. All-time high 189.26. We had it a few weeks ago. Barely triggered the up move here. And then it reversed back up this past week. So over 189.26, I'd like to see it on some volume for it to move. And then potential 200 magnet there. Verizon, it's not going to be super sexy. There's nothing to write home about. But it does have potential to be a good swing, a long-term swing here. I mean, this is, it might look like a large range, but we're only in a $3 to $4 range here. Not even a 10% range. But we can make it work for us. I look for some longer dated leaps on these. But I do like this one as long as it continues to hold. I mean, actually forming an inside year here. But if we can get a nice move back up is what I'd like to see there. That's really all I have. I know there was a lot of setups this week. A little bit later I'll post setups to my public Twitter, and so you guys can take a look at some other setups I was looking at this week and everything. So if you have any questions, let me know, and I'm looking forward to a good week. It's going to be a short week. It's not a holiday, so just remember everybody who's sacrificed their lives so that we can do this every day. We can log on and do this freely. Just remember those who've paid the ultimate sacrifice, and we don't need just one day to remember them. We should remember them every day. So just take some time to reflect on that today, and I hope you guys have a good Memorial Day weekend, and we'll get back at it this week. Thanks.